Hello everybody and welcome to another Vintage Fans and More product spotlight sponsored by Casablanca Fan Company. I'm thrilled to have Casablanca back in the studio with some of their existing intros from 2025. Two of my top favorite designs are being shown today, but all of the new additions boast some great included features and improvements that will be covered within this video. Some of the specific pain points I noted with the last batch of Casablanca introductions I reviewed seem to have been taken into consideration with this launch, so I could not be more excited to show you these fans. For this feature, I've brought in a relatively subdued but elegant and upscale look with the Giulia, plus something a little more striking with the Eula, to really demonstrate the next range of style that Casablanca is presenting. Additionally, contrary to much of the ceiling fan marketplace focused on standout design in larger formats, these fans are both a very standard 52-inch size, allowing them to bring high style to a wider range of new and existing room applications. Let's get started with the first fan. This fan is the Giulia, a fresh take on mid-body blade mount design with some visual interest found in the twisting blade shape. As mentioned, this is a 52-inch fan available in two finish combinations, the fresh white motor and blade combo I'm showing, or a matte black variation, both with brass accents. I very much liked this design from the start and loved it even more once it was entirely installed in my own space, but the initial big reason I brought this fan in was for the punch it packs in performance. Like all recent Casablanca releases, Giulia is powered by the EcoWhisper DC motor, which I've lauded as one of my top favorites in the DC landscape for its high torque characteristics. Combined with a 14.5 degree blade pitch, this fan moves 6,768 cubic feet of air per minute at high speed. The Energy Guide average airflow is listed at 4,242 cubic feet per minute. These are pretty elite numbers for a fan in the 52-inch size range and really showcase what this particular motor is capable of. I thought the twisted blades might push more air out to the sides, and there is a bit of that happening, but there's also a very direct column of airflow under the fan to deliver more of the spot cooling effect. This fan is damp rated, so it would be a great option over a table or sitting area on a covered porch or patio to position airflow right where you want it, while also getting some general area coverage. Historically, the singular thing really holding me back from truly recommending fans with this motor was the speed range it offered. Casablanca had implemented a 60 RPM low speed for recent DC motor introductions, which in my opinion moves vastly too much air for a low speed setting, and as a person who values aesthetics, such a fast speed offered no visual appeal. I am pleased to show you that this aspect has now been reconsidered, as the introductions featured today offer a much better slow setting in the low 40s for RPM. I typically say that I prefer 30 to 40 RPM for the lowest setting of a DC motor ceiling fan, but anything below 50 is standout and truly excellent. This change rockets Casablanca back up into a tier of products that I am enthusiastic to recommend with much fewer strings attached. These new models are universally great for any space to offer a full range of style and comfort, and they look absolutely gorgeous, turning at a speed where you can admire more of the design features. Attention to this level of detail has been fading from the Casablanca line since the legacy products were discontinued, but this is a major step back in the right direction. In line with that attention to detail, Casablanca has included some additional features with every fan introduced in the 2025 collection, not just the Giulia. Each includes a dimmable light kit or the optional no light cap, so the end user can select their look and desired function and easily change from one to the other at any time. This feature is often standard for many competitive products, so this move is really Casablanca stepping up to the plate to offer the flexibility that consumers are looking for. Casablanca has also included both the handheld remote and wall mount control in the box, which is a great value add and not typically standard. Both are pre-paired and ready to operate either individually based on installation needs or in conjunction with one another. Even if both controls aren't conducive for every user to utilize, I love when fan manufacturers do this. It's unbeatable to have that flexibility included. Use the wall control when entering or exiting a room, and keep the remote on a side table for convenient operation without ever needing to get up. I would like to note that while I've always liked the simplicity of these controls, I'd also love to have some sort of visual or audio indicators for what speed or function is being set, as it can be hard to decipher what the fan is doing without them, but again, this is a detail thing that would only improve the user experience. I know things like beeps or clicks can be polarizing for people, but I think operation can be a bit frustrating without them, and would always rather have them than not. Lastly, I want to mention that they are now including 2 wiring extensions compatible with their Quick Connect system for use with a couple common lengths of longer down rods. I love that this system has been implemented across the new products, as it makes installation an absolute breeze, but adding an extension rod even up to 12 inches formerly had potential of requiring the purchase of a wire extension kit. I loved the Vespucci so much that I installed it in my kitchen at home, but the wires were just a little too short for the 12-inch rod, so I had to add an extension kit. The short jumpers included now would have solved that problem for me without needing to buy a kit, so I think it's a great addition. Having at least a few options included is an immense value to help navigate the more common 12 and 24-inch rod lengths, but to be clear, longer extensions still require the purchase of a compatible kit. These amazing features are just the baseline for the next era of Casablanca. Let's take a look at another fan that defines a new period of design excellence for the brand. This fan is called Eula and is probably my top favorite among this batch of product releases. Again, it's a 52-inch design available in 2 finish combinations, the brass motor with matte black blades that I'm showing, or a matte black motor with chestnut blades. It's of course powered by the same DC motor, and paired with a blade pitch of 22.5 degrees, this fan moves 5,390 cubic feet of air per minute at high speed. The Energy Guide average airflow is listed at 3,535 cubic feet per minute. These numbers fall into a more average segment of performance, but are absolutely solid, and considering it's a more design-forward fan, average is not a bad place for it to be. Despite the plated metal finish, this fan is also damp rated for use in a covered outdoor application or anywhere indoors. I cannot express how refreshing it is to see a brand new Casablanca fan with an entirely metallic finish again. Painted finishes can be great and are durable for more applications, but Casablanca is a brand that built their name on the luxury segment of the market, and finishes like this really deliver the lux. It's a higher end look and requires better quality control to avoid visible imperfections. On both fans shown today, the brass components are up there with some of the nicest I've seen lately, with great clarity and depth to the finish. I think Casablanca has also upped their game again with the molded blades. The texture is such a silky smooth matte, and the edges are clean and seamless. Beyond the finishes, these fans are feeling even more solid than the last models I worked with. There's more heavy gauge steel on the housings and die-cast componentry in the blade hubs. Truly the nicest that Casablanca fans have felt in recent times, which also elevates the overall appearance. This design is striking in its geometric elements, a bit of fun interlaced with the inherent elegance it evokes. At first glance, the hexagon-shaped hub catches the eye, but take a closer look to find more depth and shape formed by the strategic alignment of the blade design. These style elements now look just as incredible in motion with the readjusted low speed setting. Slow enough to still decipher all the visual elements, this fan delivers the ultimate mood and ambiance while continuing to draw the eye back in. Blades with this kind of smooth arch shape and a deep trailing edge are very effective at delivering airflow downward, which makes me even more glad that this slower low speed was implemented, as any faster would not provide for a nice light comfort setting. At high speed, they create a wall of airflow beneath the fan, which speaks to the sure speed guarantee. All of the new Casablanca releases are sure speed, which means they offer 33% greater airflow velocity, which is airflow you can actually feel, over leading competitive products. So not only are these fans really beautiful, they're also products that deliver true performance. Sure speed is something that can sound a bit gimmicky and be seen as oversimplified, but I believe in its capability to communicate product efficacy to consumers. It's a way for shoppers to easily understand what they're getting in terms of airflow and help them select a product based on their performance needs. When used in conjunction with CFM data, this type of label offers a more comprehensive picture than most competitors do. As mentioned with the Giulia, Eula comes with all the same included controls and features, as well as the light and cap options. In this case, the cap really shifts the design, which is something I always love about the included caps and why I selected to show it for the bulk of this segment. It's not just a change of function, it's a change in the overall vibe. Going back to the function of these particular lighting components, I do always like the illumination quality from Casablanca's LED lights, but I'd still like to see advanced features like CCT Select or Warm Dim implemented for an elevated experience. I'm also not entirely impressed with the dimming range of these particular units. Whether that's attributed to the LED modules or the control system, I'm not sure, but the lowest setting is still quite bright. These are finer details that, for me, are entirely outshined by the improved speed selection, as that is always one of the first things I look at. But there is still some detail work that could be done to make these fans the ultimate package. For now, many of the characteristics that define my top favorite elements of a product are here, and that's exciting to see. Casablanca is coming back fast, and they're coming back better than what we've seen for quite some time. What better way for a company to mark 50 years in business than with a launch of products that take it back to the principles of day one? Beauty, elegance, atmosphere. Those concepts were key to the success of Casablanca's first products, and I think that they also apply to these latest fans. When the details are just right, there is still a lot of quality and value packed into Casablanca fans, and now these newest models are equipped to also provide the best level of comfort and aesthetics. As always, a massive thank you to Casablanca Fan Company for their continued partnership. 2026 will mark 10 years since I first started collaborating with Casablanca, and after showcasing this collection, I am particularly excited for decades more to come. Be sure to check me out on my other socials to see more of the Eula and Julia, plus remember to subscribe and ring the notification bell before you leave to get updates for all of my new videos. There will be many great features and new products to come throughout the year, so don't miss out. Thank you all for watching today, and I will see you on the next one. Click left to watch another Casablanca product, or click right for my entire Casablanca playlist.